Titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat! Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
We're killing it this week. There we go. Yep, I usually have guests on when I fix my microphone and things, so I'm pretty sure you can hear me now. If you're out there, anybody, all 10 people tuning in at the moment, we'll get into the hundreds, but we need you to like, share this, push this out there to everybody. Tell everybody Dr. Huge is live. We will be joined by none other than Danny Damage here. Shout out to Danny Damage. Oh, where is he? Now it's not working. Where is he? I got my live thing on. I'm on the right. There he is. I had to hit a few more buttons. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, though. What is going on today already? I can't stand this. Hold on. Let me check my side again. Oh, that should be it.
How about now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Awesome.
All right, we're doing it. We're killing it right now, folks. So get liking, subscribing. This is Danny Damage, by the way, from the UK, showing up late nights for us, for all you people out here. Yep. Chat's now starting to fill up. Paladin's here. Shout out to you, bro. A few others are going to show up. Like I said, King Reezy's supposed to come in. Listen, I've been wanting to have like a little team meeting beforehand. I know I only send the link out like 10 minutes before, Danny.
I've only just become available. I was just rushing to get here, so apologies for my lateness.
No, that's fine. You know me. I'm really loosey-goosey with a lot of this, but I'm going to start being a dick. Not necessarily to you or anybody else, Reezy, right? But, see, have you noticed through time, Danny, he started off, it was the total shits when Danny first came in.
It's the shits.
I wasn't much better because I was rusty as hell, right? But Danny came in, it was the shits, and then he's like, you know what? I got the Vince McMahon background. I got the hats and the sunglasses and the shirts. I'm in one spot the whole time. I got new headphones or something maybe, or new something. You got new technology over there finally from the 2000s. We can't hear him again. See?
That was me, sorry. I was muted because I was having a drink. Next week, hopefully, fingers crossed, brand new internet from 2010 or something. Or 2015.
Awesome. Yep. So, but one critique, I know I got many critiques of my own. Trust me, I'm my own biggest critic. But if I'm going to critique a Danny Damage right now, every once in a while, some shows, because I cut the audio podcast and you can really hear it a lot better than I do right now with one, headphone on. But sometimes the mic is too close to the mouth. So any snicker, scoff, anything cuts right through. And the thing is, I want to primarily think about the audio version of this. I believe the show can be better if we focus on the podcast version, not the, because I'm showing a lot of pictures. I'm doing a lot of tricks and juggling things on online and stuff. And that's cool for all these people that are watching live. But the overall product, we're always critiquing WWE, so I'm critiquing my own stuff here. So and you know what? That's it. So kudos to you, Danny. You're killing it right now. You're pretty much doing it right.
I've pushed it away, so if it happens again, I don't want it to be too far away for you then to not be able to hear it.
Yep, it's fine.
So,
like I said, this isn't. I'm not trying to bust balls. I'm not putting anybody out there on blast in front of everybody. I kind of have to now. like I said, because I only get a minute or two with everybody before backstage. Technically, they call it backstage. And Reezy, he's going to be on shortly, I think. This is a reason right here. I had the show going at 2:00. Now it's 3:00. And everybody's still late. See what's going on, Danny?
Yeah.
How does that happen, right?
Fashionably late.
And it's fine. Again, if you're late and you just, hey, I'm going to be late. I'm going to do this. I'm going to not show up at all. I'm totally fine with that. But, imagine Johnny Carson going on not knowing who his guests were for the evening. That's all I got. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it is. Like, are we taking this seriously or are we not taking it seriously? I just want to know, and Reezy, you cut no. I want to tell him to him here. I don't even know if he's seeing this right now. So maybe he won't come on now because he doesn't want to be dressed down in front of everybody, right? Negan style with my bat. So anyway, we're going to get so much better, folks. This is just the beginning, right? We're creeping up there. I need more things on my wall. That's one thing I need to work on. Another thing I need to work on, just so everybody knows, I'm not just, going out of my way to critique everybody else. I fucking stutter. I say things that I don't mean. Like I'm trying to progress the show. I don't think anybody understands like doing this type of show where I'm multitasking, I'm hitting buttons, I'm changing scenes, I'm trying to be funny, and so my mind's always going. So I'll listen back too. And Danny will make a good point. The Sleaze will make a good point. Reezy, they'll say something that I should have elaborated or at least answered back to, and I'll just like move to something else because I'm juggling here, But that's a thing I'm trying to work on. And it's hard as fuck. And then doing it live too, Danny.
No, you're doing a good job, man. I did sound technology at college, so like production and recording music and stuff like that. So yeah, doing it live is just even more like frantic. But then also sticking to the conversation. It's one thing if you're a sound engineer at like a gig at a pub, but if you're actually like then trying to be part of the act as well, it's And
it's like I'm no selling jokes and stuff. Like the Sleaze will say something funny at the tail end of something, a discussion, and I just fucking move right on. And I'm like, I'll listen back to it. And I'm like, God. But it's like it's almost necessary for me to stay because I'm Opie and Anthony. If you ever heard of Opie and Anthony, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to fill all these roles. I'm Howard Stern, Robin, and Fred at the same time. Trying to press the buttons, trying to remember to do that. Where's my buttons? Is this not working now? What is going on today? There it is.
Nice.
So I'm just proving to everybody out there, this is harder work than you think it is. All right. Putting together all this stuff, trying to come up with notes and things to talk about with pro wrestling. It's pretty rough. So support the show, right? Go to the Teespring store. I got to post that link again. I mean, my link tree is right here. My everything is right here. My whole life is right here. Take a picture of that, folks. And that's how you can support us. Shout out to Coach in the house. Great supporter of the show along with Paladin and many others. So this is all for you guys. Uh-oh. Reezy's here just in time. Uh-oh, maybe he isn't. I heard a dink. No, it's the Sleaze. The Sleaze is kind of here. Hello?
Maybe not.
What?
Sleaze? Earth to Sleaze. All right, we'll try you back in a moment. Yep. We're so professional, Danny. We're killing it. Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear
I was late as well, so I can't grumble. I can't point the finger. And yeah, the comment about microphone is fair criticism. I was just editing something that I did a little while ago, and I was like, just take the
it sounds good.
away.
You
just
and
just my P's popping, please, and it's just
It happens to me too. I understand. I got this cheap ass rock and roll mic that I'm using, just like a regular standard microphone. Everybody's got the fancy mics or they got the headset mics. I'm still using a microphone from like the year 2000. I'm using things until
the wheels come off. Yeah. I'm with you.
I mean, I'm not going out of my way to buy a new thing. Every time I buy something new, like this Stream Deck over here that's like collecting dust because I don't even use it. The mouse is so much easier. Fuck a Stream Deck. Oh, look who's here. Let's try the Sleaze again. Are you working, Sleaze? How about Reezy?
Nope.
Yeah, Reezy.
I'm working.
Looking good, sounding great. All right, Reezy. Have you heard anything I said in the past 20 minutes?
No.
All right. Well, I basically am having a team meeting right now.
Okay.
With everybody, and I'm critiquing everybody, and I'm being the guy I never wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not good in this role of like, I'm a good leader, but I'm a good leader that doesn't shit on anybody else or tell anybody they're doing anything wrong, because I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Right? But you're doing things wrong, Reezy. I'm going Gordon Ramsay. I already did it to Danny. I'm going to do it to Sleaze, because Sleaze can't even get this right now. You see? So you're right now, this is perfect. You're coming in, you're level with it. But after a while, there's a few pointers. No more of this. No more holding the face up. You know, like you're bored in class.
Okay.
All right. And rubbing, the holding the eyes, the one eye symbolism. I'm telling you, to me, it shows everybody else that the show stinks. And it might even stink at these moments. But if you're bored and you look bored on screen, then everybody's going to be like, man, this is boring. You know, because they're going to fuck with Reezy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then, the audio, the background, if you flip the camera sideways, you'll see the whole thing. You may not want to do that. Look,
I can do it.
That's perfect. And then, also, I believe in whatever we're using here, Restream or whatever, you can flip your camera so the Dr. Huge behind you says, like, is legible. It will say Dr. Huge behind you. But you don't have that thing right now, which is fine. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming on the show and all that stuff. These are just some critiques from myself. And I've criticized myself just 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I do know that when I do flip my screen, I know the reason I don't do it, they don't let me slide up and down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then don't do it. That's fine.
You see, no, I still want to do it, but I'm saying where I can slide up and down to see the other screens. It just stays kind of, well, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I interact with it easier.
So like I can't really see myself. So like I'm saying just let me know like if something's wrong, like if my screen.
And think about this for the future. Just try to maybe get a set where you're just sitting somewhere and the phone can just be in a place. Then you won't have to touch the mic. Because I'm going through the last episode that you were on, and it is brutal because I couldn't even, because there was so much feedback, and then I have to stop the show every 5 minutes and go, hey, there's feedback again, and it just totally derails me. Because again, I'm over here juggling, and then when another ball comes into the mix or something, I'm like, fuck, and it all falls apart for at least 6 minutes.
Cool. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you don't want too much. You don't want the technical difficulties every night. You know, that looks bad on the show, so I get it.
Yeah. It was several months into it. We need to be buttoned up like the old school Patriots with Tom Brady. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm TB12 in this. Let me quarterback this. Thank you. You've all been very receptive. Nobody is like, because trust me, in my life experience, anytime I've tried to be like, hey, man, you know, we need to do something like this, I always get pushed back. Always get pushed. And I'm like, why? I'm like trying to help. But all right. Everybody gets it. We're all on the same page, except the Sleaze. The Sleaze still isn't here. This is my favorite bit. This is going to be a weekly bit with all of us. Just team meeting before the show even. While the show is going on, because, you know, what are we going to talk about? I could talk about Jesse Ventura. I got some stuff. Did you guys catch Saturday Night Main Event this past week?
I did not, but I heard about it.
Well, I got some stuff to tell you. Or Jesse does. This was the best part of the show. Jesse Ventura calling the Priest McIntyre match at the end of the show, and he didn't know the rules. His mind was blown that Priest could just walk out of the cage. He's like, why didn't his limousine driver just roll up and pick him up? But here's a few other things. He went full Uncle Old School, like talking over everything, shitting on everybody around him. Here we go. Here's a clip.
Actually, I admire Pat for doing it. He's the second broadcaster in history to climb into a ring.
If you notice there, he's talking all over that whole introduction to this match. And then how about this one?
You think Mike Tyson will take another dive?
You think Mike Tyson? That was the first thing he said on screen at the beginning of the night when they have him at the podium with the other guy. So he's bagging on Jake Paul. Probably thinks it's Logan Paul, right? Because he's a million years old. And then this is the last clip I have.
How do you win it going out the door? How about you have to go over the top? What kind of BS is that? You can walk out the door.
Yeah, so you just walk out the door, Jesse, and he just kept shitting on it, especially after the fact. So he might be gone. I hope Triple H doesn't fire him. I love this kind of stuff. He was giving it to Pat McAfee, telling him, hey,
there we go. Yeah.
I was the first announcer that wrestled in a match and then went back to announcing. You didn't even do that. And then Cole, he didn't know Cole wrestled Jerry the King back in the day. So he's trying to tell him that, and he's ignoring him, and he's talking over everybody. It was amazing. I thought it was hilarious. More of this. What do you guys think?
Well, if you're asking me, he hasn't been in the wrestling business in a long, long time. So for them to just throw him on commentator like that, they should have expected this more than us. I think it's kind of funny. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I do think climbing out the cage is a lot more better than going out the door. So when he said that, I'm like, yeah, that is a kind of a dumb rule. They should have never added it, but it's still a rule. But I wouldn't expect him to know that because, once again, he hasn't commentated or been in the wrestling business forever. I doubt he even watches wrestling. So when they hire these people, do they think about these things? Do they think about, does he even know these wrestlers? So I know there was a time he was pronouncing some of the names wrong. So it's like...
Would you not want him out there?
I would love him out there. I'd still put him out there. But I'm saying WWE can't be angry at it.
Right.
Fans are going to be fickle neither way. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think they should let him go. So,
biggest pop of the night for me when he's just calls Priest a coward after he beats McIntyre in this year-long feud. I thought that was the best. I'm like, he's a coward.
I would love to have him on the show. I would love to have somebody like Jesse on the show.
Oh, he would be really good on this show too, with all the conspiracies and things. I'd let him go off about whatever. You two, everybody could kick me offline. They already do. So, yeah. How about this? Just a quick little note before we get back into the wrestling, but the TikTok sent me a thing saying I couldn't say that Portnoy stinks. I couldn't say it. Another person stinks as my take on there. And guess what? I appealed it and I won. I won in a court of TikTok law. So my stink statement gets to stand. What do you think of that, Sleaze? Shout out to the Sleaze.
I think it stinks.
Yeah.
And you represented yourself, I bet, huh?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Yeah, you went in there and kicked butt yourself.
Yeah, always do. I'll never let an attorney speak. I'm going to let another human speak for me. Think about how crazy that is, right?
Yeah.
He thinks he knows the language better than I do. TikTok didn't even know what stinks meant. So
it's laughable.
Sleaze looking great today. Sounding great.
Thank you.
I have no issues. You've come a long way since the beginning, like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Take it
easy.
Yeah, right. Take no. You're my Jason Tatum on this team at the moment. Okay? Don't fuck this up, Sleaze. You almost did earlier. You almost tore your Achilles off.
Oh, jeez.
So even started.
I'll stay healthy.
All right, thank you. Anyway, back to Jesse. What do you think, Sleaze? Do you want Jesse in this, even though he doesn't know anything that's going on? Because that's what I want.
I love hearing his voice because it's nostalgic. But yeah, he's getting old. He doesn't even know rules anymore. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, he went off on Priest, boy, and he did. That's like a guy that totally doesn't need that at this time. Like he's struggling already. He's coming off like being in a feud with a really big name in the business, who I heard he's like injured, so we may not see him for a while, and not injured, but hurt bad enough where he can't turn his head all the way to the side. So that sucks.
Yeah, not good.
Because we all love us some Drew McIntyre.
Do you think that Jesse got some arrangement where he was allowed to say whatever he wanted about babyface or heel as long as he just didn't talk politics?
Probably.
Because
that must make sense.
Whether you agree with what he thinks or disagree, it's still quite spicy content for while you're trying to sell a wrestling product. And whichever side you're on, you'd be like, come on, man, just stick to what's in front of us. So it's just like, if you want to rip on the faces because you don't like them, or just, no other limitations apart from no politics.
Yep, and boy, does he stick to it. It's like, I can imagine the producers backstage are just screaming into the microphone that he has on mute or is in his bad ear or something. And they're just like, stop, shut up, no more, move on. And he's just like, nope, he just hammers right through it. Do you hear the clip, Sleaze? I'm going to play it one more time. This one is, let me see.
Actually, I admire Pat.
I love this one.
He's the second broadcaster in history to climb into a ring.
Just talking all over Lillian, whatever her name is, in the ring, trying to get a championship match. It's ridiculous. I love it. Bring more of this, Triple H. If you fire him, Triple H, it's your fault. That's not what's best for business, okay?
It won't be as satisfying for Jesse now that he's sort of like shitting on the product in a way because of the stupid steel cage with a door rule. It'd have been more satisfying for him if Vince was still, in Gorilla with the headset on. He would have loved to have just shut over the product in that sort of a way. So I bet he's imagining Vince is back there. He might even call Triple H Vince just to help him go with it.
It's true. That would be cool. Yeah. Well, just to make it easier on you, we're going to do it this way, right? But I'm just wait. I want Jesse to at least, just like my gear, my old ass gear that I have all around me. We're going to use it till the wheels fall off. We're going to use Jesse Ventura until he starts screaming about like ear necklaces and has flashbacks and stuff like that. That's what I want.
He's just going to get more crazy as the time goes on. That's the best part. He's going to get more crazy.
Hulk Hogan went on Howard Stern years ago and said that Jesse Ventura and his wife used to swing, brother, and he would piss his pants on Quaaludes, dude. That's what he said. Not my words. So,
pissing pants on Quaaludes.
I literally had to like look it up. I'm like, I know I've heard of it, but I'm like, what the hell is it? What does it do? It makes you piss your pants. Like, who would take that drug?
Jesus.
Yep. So
I drink a 40 ounce and shit my pants.
Are you still with us, Reezy? Wake up, Reezy.
I am here and alive.
All right, good. You went off screen, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I had to move around a little bit. I wanted to test my iPad out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
My iPad has a bigger screen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what that brings.
Yeah, we're gonna test everything out live.
I'm not gonna
just
do
wait.
it here live.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do it here.
I don't think Reezy was here for the meeting earlier. He wasn't in body, but not in spirit, I think.
Oh boy.
It's all right, Reezy.
But man, we're doing.
You work on these during the week or something.
Oh yeah.
I'll fly somebody in for you.
Just do it right on air. It's fun.
Yeah. We'll wait until 3 o'clock on Saturdays. So, all right. I got another story here. We're going to move off of Jesse Ventura. We've said enough about him. We all like it. Good, the bad, all that.
The ugly.
The ultra ugly. Tom Segura and Bernd Chrysler were on Monday Night Raw again, folks. This is like has to do with the celebrities being involved in our wrestling, and they always have been, but to this extent where it's almost weekly, and they're always plugging Netflix things and stuff. It's the worst thing in the world. Do you care to talk about this, fellas, while I look up Tom Segura's words about pro wrestling?
What did he say about pro wrestling?
What?
I said, what did he say about pro wrestling?
Oh, I'm about to tell you in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll gotta find it.
It's just more adverts, isn't it? Just because it's not like a chocolate bar or an energy drink or whatever, it's still just someone else's product. It's still just one of Hollywood's products or a TV show's product that they're just advertising, and just while they're hobnobbing at a wrestling show, and it's like, oh look, more people that aren't actually wrestling fans at the wrestling, so they can get on television. Great, this is who it's for, not for us anymore. Sorry, I was going to come in and be cynical as shit, but
and I'm sure there's somebody out there, some guy with a stopwatch or something that's watching these shows and is breaking down how much time is there in advertising and actual like wrestling, and I'd like to do that one time just to see how much of it is advertising, because it's getting bad. It's getting really bad.
Yeah, it's crammed into every single second. And okay, so here's Tom Segura's statement from before he even showed up on any of these wrestling shows. So many guys love wrestling. I think wrestling is for fucking retards. I think it is the fucking stupidest shit. And I think you're a fucking tool if you're like, hey man, it's not fake. It's fucking fake. And you're a real fucking idiot. They're not real fights. These are just stunt people. And the fact that you guys are like, man, did you see the Undertaker thing? Did this get cut off? Did you see SmackDown last night? He's going on. Jesus Christ, the Special Olympics are fun to go to also, but it's not real. It's not a real competition. That's how the ads for wrestling should be. It should be like WWE. This is for diminished capacity. That should be their tag for the effing wrestling. FN wrestling. Okay. So basically, he's got the take that most normie people have takes about wrestling, and of course they're wrong. They just don't understand.
That was quite excessive, though. Was that just all one quote?
Yeah. He
seems to put quite a lot of thought into that.
Yeah.
Is he one of those people that sort of like didn't realize it was a work and then fell for it, and then people at school laughed at him because he fell for it, and he's never got over that humiliation? So for the rest of his life, he's just like, wrestling shit, it's fake, it's gay, meh. And
what's funny too is he's totally unentertaining. Have you seen his show on Netflix?
I have no idea who he is, honestly.
Like, just check it out. It's fucking terrible.
Slightly aware is the comedian that does Will Ferrell from Old School's gimmick. That's his gimmick. It's just, I'm 20 years too late to this frat party. I'm going to take my shirt off. Woo! And yeah, but I have no idea who the other guy is.
Yeah, they're both super lame.
Yeah, unfunny.
The comedy scene around here is so weird, at least in America. I don't know about anywhere else, but you could go see a guy for $20 down the street, who's making like nothing. And
comedy is horrible these days.
Damn near homeless. And then the same guy working the same stage could be like in the biggest sitcom in the country and doing the biggest gigs and all this stuff, like just like that. It has nothing to do with how funny somebody is. It's all about the connections, just like everything else.
Yeah.
Everything is like that now. And so when I see a Tom Segura and a burnt Chrysler, I'm just like, these are guys that just work their way up. Sure, do some people think they're funny? Mostly normies that aren't like into comedy or into wrestling or whatever. And then the people in the company, WWE itself, there's like several people that were pissed that Tom and Burnt were there again.
Yeah.
It's obnoxious.
Especially Tom Segura, because he had all those scathing things to say about the fan base. And it's as soon as I saw him on screen, it just rubbed me the wrong fucking way, because I knew he said that shit. And it's like, why are you here then?
to sell
Everyone.
everybody more stuff to the audience that he talks all that shit to. And it's also the business. He just took a huge dump on the whole thing.
Yeah. Welcome to the party. It's fake.
Yeah.
My
Send
opinion on this
Brock.
guy, I think he's an idiot. After reading, I think he's an idiot, and I think he's only there just to get himself more popular.
He is. It's gross. He's a fucking prostitute.
Send Brock. That's what I say. Here you go, Brock. Just go out and have a couple of
And
minutes.
he's not
with this
funny.
guy.
Nope.
No, he's super unfunny. I'm telling you, check out that show. It's so cringy and bad. It's like that shock value type of fucking comedy, but it's way overboard where you're like, why the fuck did he do that? It's bad. He's unfunny. He fucking sucks.
And then I also read a story this week where it talks about, remember the actor Jonah Hill there? You know, big chubby guy.
Yeah.
And he did WWE things backstage, I guess. I don't know how long ago it was because Mick Foley talked about it and the Road Dogg also mentioned it. And they're like that. He was just like the biggest douche.
Yeah.
And
he is
giving his agent looks like, get me out of here. I don't want to deal with this. And this is too much for me, Mr. Superbad. It's like, this guy stinks. Hollywood's just so stupid.
Yeah, they got to stop.
The Muppets on WWE. The Muppets. They did that zombie thing with The Miz. They had Angry Cat. I know that's not Hollywood, but it's still just other questionable things that make the talent look fucking ridiculous. Because they're trying to get people to buy into their stuff, not be shown buying into somebody else's stuff.
Cringy.
And it leads me to this. Karrion Kross has something to say kind of about this. He's mentioning Logan Paul here. We'll all figure that out, but let's play some statements. I'm going to stop it at times just in case in a boxing ring, YouTube, right? We got to watch out.
Thinks that his peers have a problem with his position in the company. He still doesn't get it. No one has a problem with his position. The problem is that for some people who have put 20, even 30 years in, they were told that there was a certain skill set that they had to acquire. Putting time in was going to equate to having very particular opportunities.
See what he's saying here so far? So we're talking about Logan Paul, and he's going into, it's not him that the people are angry about. Because, of course, since his last promo that he cut after WrestleMania around there, it was all about, opportunities going for celebrities pretty much and not actual wrestlers. So I will continue.
Those opportunities don't seem to be available for those people now because they did not build a brand outside of the company. And for an extended period of time, no one was allowed to build a brand outside of a company. That's the issue. That's the problem. This person who believes that everyone has a problem with him, it's not about him.
Remember the whole Twitch stuff years back? And they wouldn't let anybody have Twitch channels. And then a lot of them wrestlers went to AEW and like, oh, I'm free and I can do Twitch again or whatever. They were making bank. Shayna Baszler went right back to it. She's been killing it on there. But I digress.
Anyone could be him, and people would have a problem with that. If people were told when they went to professional wrestling schools that they had to build a brand outside of the company in order to position them better, to have the opportunities that they could knock out of the park, that's exactly what they would have done. Professional wrestlers, in my opinion, have the strongest and greatest work ethic in the world.
It's true.
And if someone would have told them that this is what they had to do, that's what they would have done. Now for some of those people, it's too late. So I asked that person, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Are we just going to wipe out an entire group of performers?
I think that's the point. And quick side note, if you're hip to college basketball at all, or college sports, I would say in general, They are now paying people. There's like this whole player portal where they can move from team to team. But what it's done essentially means that all the number one seeds in all your tournaments, they're going to win. Because there's no more have-nots. There's no more Cinderella stories in almost any field of competitive sports or fake competitive sports, if you want to call it that, or anything. So it's really seeping into everything. You got the haves and the have-nots.
Yep.
I've been doing this for an extended period of time because it's impossible for them to catch up to that advantage. Me personally, I'm actually learning from that person. I see how the business is responding to that person. I don't dislike that person. I think that person's great, which I've been on record to say. I like that person. I think they're very cunning. I think that they do the things that I wish Sami Zayn would do, and then he'd be world champion. I just don't think he still gets it. And I'm actually shocked that he's rattled in the way that he is about this. Because he doesn't have to be. But here we are. I think you guys get it, though.
Of course we get it. We're smart.
I get it.
Yep.
Sorry, I missed a little bit at the beginning. Logan Paul is talking about that, or just celebrities in general?
Logan Paul, there
Right.
specifically.
I think it's a little both, really. But yeah, Logan Paul mostly.
Mm-hmm.
If Logan Paul wasn't a celebrity, if he didn't have a social media success, he would be nobody. WWE wouldn't have wanted him. WWE wouldn't have touched him. WWE only picked this guy up because he was a social media drama queen. That's
Right.
it. I'm not saying the guy has not gotten better. I'm not saying the guy, doesn't do his thing. But when he goes out there, does he really feel like a professional wrestler, or does he feel like somebody who's just trying to get some Hollywood fame?
It doesn't change the fact, really, though, that you can't deny that he's a good wrestler. It was a perfect storm of everything with him. But yeah, it's another example of him just being full of himself. Where Karrion Kross is talking about the celebrities in general, but Logan thinks it's about him.
Yeah. And the celebrity thing, what he talked about, I agree. I think bringing in all these celebrities who knows nothing about professional wrestling, who probably hasn't watched in years or don't watch at all, just come in and take other people's spots in the TV time, and it's not entertaining.
With respect to Logan Paul, though, I think he gets it a bit more than other people have done. He knows it's natural from the beginning, and not just in the ring. Just he knows how to piss people off. He knows how to play the heel. He knows how to give little looks at the crowd. Go back and watch those first few matches. He wasn't as sloppy or as green as you might think. He knew what he was doing because he's watched it for a long time.
Yeah, and that's
he's
one
a really
thing
good
Sleaze was just saying. Yeah, that's one thing Sleaze was just saying that I agree with. I can't deny that he's not good in the ring. The guy's good. The guy can go. He's doing his thing. But I just think what comes with it, the background, why he's there. I don't think he's there because he loves professional wrestling. I don't think he's there because he loves the business.
No way. None of these guys do. Pat McAfee, they say they do. Like, who hasn't grown up with wrestling? Who wouldn't take a paycheck from the WWE and be essentially not even an in-ring talent, with like a lot of these guys, or do a match once every 5 years or something like Bad Bunny, or, the I Show Nostrils kid. By the way, I Show Nostrils, I can't say that. That's racist, apparently. I got people blocking me this week. Oh, there was a big thing because I wrote those names down.
Look at those nostrils. That's nothing to do with race.
I got big ass nostrils.
Some fans are just freaking, oh my gosh.
But he's showing them off in every picture I see. Do you get it? I show nostrils, get it? Dumb fucks.
They're attacking you because it's easy.
Yeah, I'm racist. My father's a black man and I'm racist. Got it. Yep. You guys are geniuses out here. I'm with Tom Segura with some of it, his statements about the fans just being stupid, but wrestling's not stupid. Like, if you get it, we get it.
The fans are stupid.
Yeah, a lot of the fans are stupid. Sorry. And when I say the word retard, like Tom Segura did. I don't even say that word because I understand everybody's highly sensitive about it. But when I say that, I'm not thinking mentally disabled. I love mentally disabled people. I have mentally disabled people in my family, right? But when somebody calls me a retard, do I go, hey, my family member is a retard? No, you don't think that, right? So that's how this works, you dumb fucks. I don't know. I've had it. I've had enough with everybody's sleaze. I'm swearing a lot today. Bury this video if you want. I'm swearing all fucking day.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yep, fuck it.
I add one last? Sorry, I was going to say one last thing with the celebrity thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind so much Logan Paul if it was just him, but because we've just got this constant here's attention taken away from your wrestling to give some love to Netflix or Hollywood or whatever. It's just like it's relentless. It's too much. It just makes it look like WWE even think that they're proper celebrities and our wrestlers aren't. And there are a lot of people in wrestling that do just want to use wrestling as like a platform to get fame. And I think you'd be surprised if you saw everybody being honest. I don't think it's just the Pat McAfee types. I think there's a lot of people, even the young uns, that just think, hey, it's a great way to get 1 million or 500,000 followers. Then I can start doing whatever. OnlyFans, only gameplaying, only cosplaying, whatever.
That's just as gross.
Yeah.
But it's just, I understand why they're going to do it here and there. Logan Paul seems like a slam dunk. He's got a big following for being absolutely talentless. Okay, he worked out and wanted to become a boxer and then went into that and then was like, yeah, I'm going to do. But like the reason why he was able to do give this to most human beings where they're almost open to do anything since they're a teenager because they had a YouTube channel, like something that is like a lightning strike type deal. Like most people would be in this position unless they were completely retarded, right?
Retarded.
Yep. So
can I just remind you, Logan Paul is really fucking good. He's really good in the ring. Yeah. And so many other people could just come and try and do that, and they'd put on a half decent job. I think Logan Paul is like a modern version of The Miz, because The Miz came from reality TV. People were like, what have you done? You've just been like a face on reality TV. That's it. And he's made it as a wrestler. And if you look at the stuff that Logan Paul can do in comparison, he's just like he's doing all the extra things. But he gets the rest of it too. Sorry. Go on.
What are we going to do, though, in like 5 years when Kenny Omega's prophecy comes true and Mr. Beast is fighting Logan Paul for the main belt while Pat McAfee is calling the match and iShowSpeed runs in a Prime outfit again? Like, God. Cena's got it. I got a new clip of Cena. What do you got something to say, Cena, over here? You're not Cena. Get out of here, Hogan. You're not John Cena. John Cena, you got something to say, right?
Sounds like that would almost ruin wrestling.
It would ruin wrestling. It really would.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of The Miz, I'm happy you guys mentioned him. Remember when The Miz first came in at WWE? We all hated The Miz. He was green in the ring. He was green on the mic. What was he going around saying? Hoorah all day? It was bad. Those were bad times. But you know what? After years and years, The Miz grew to not just one of the best on the mic. He's good in the ring. He puts guys over. The guy is a future Hall of Famer. Think if that happened today, and this time, The Miz probably would have been released. He said himself they were going to release him. They were going to fire him because he was so bad. But they believed in him, and it took him a while, but he grew. Today, that wouldn't have happened. We may not have gotten what we got today.
I think they would have pushed him more. I think he would have actually had an easier time because he was dealing with all the old heads back there, like the Undertaker and all. Everybody's kicking him out of locker rooms and shit.
I take that back. NXT would have saved him.
Yes, 100%. Yep.
I hated that when he did that hoorah. Oh God, that was annoying.
I knew him from the Real World, and then I knew him from Tough Enough too, off of the Real World. So I was always pulling for him.
Yeah.
But then when I heard he became champ during that period of wrestling, the PG era beginning, I wasn't really watching all that. And when I heard he was champion, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, The Miz is champion? The real world guy? Wow.
It actually at the time made sense, though. If you go back and like watch a lot of the stuff that he was in, it made sense at the time. It wasn't that bad.
No, he paid his dues, you know?
He did.
I'm a big Miz fan. I'm a believer, and they call Chelsea
I'm a
Green.
Miz fan now. I didn't like that guy then.
You hated him back then, though.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Reezy, can you tell us about some other people you might not like? Like, we never actually got to this Just Incredible story. It's been like a month and a half since I wanted to talk about this.
I don't like Just Incredible. I wouldn't say I don't like Matt Cardona, but the guy's a dick.
Oh, you met him?
I've met Matt Cardona a few times, and I don't know what his deal is, but the guy is literally unapproachable.
Yeah.
I went up to him to ask him his autograph, you know? It was at a big thing, bunch of wrestlers, and the guy, first time I met him, the guy just stares at me.
Thought
And
you were cute.
I try to pull up my fist for a fist bump, he just stares at me, and I'm thinking he's working. I'm like, can I get a picture, autograph? And the first thing he says is the price. I think it was like $25. He goes, $25. And I go, okay, never mind. Kind of a turn off. Next time I see the guy, I do the same thing. And he just kind of gives me a look. He goes, $25. $40 for the picture and the autograph. You know, kind of with an attitude. I'm like, okay, you know, took the picture that time, gave it to him. And then you can tell when somebody shades you. You know what I mean? And the guy does that, and I'm like, is he working or is he just a dick?
Is he a bad guy?
No, he's a baby face.
So how could he be working?
Yeah. To be
know.
fair,
Wrestlers are different, man. Wrestlers.
To be fair to him, you might have got in the way of WWE like needing to speak to him to bring him back. So he had to make sure that path was clear at all times because that is definitely happening.
I am blocked on social media by the guy.
You're blocked?
Yeah, I'm blocked. I don't know why.
Because you didn't pay the $25.
Yeah, bust out that wallet, Reezy. Come on, make it rain in there.
You cheap bastard.
Oh yeah, but he really wants to hear this Just Incredible story. I'm gonna tell you this fucking clown. So years ago, when I used to do a lot of spaces, Just Incredible posted he was open for doing interviews. He was open for doing interviews and podcasts and inbox him. And I said, cool. I inboxed the guy. We had a conversation. He's like, I'd love to come on your pod. And I didn't really have a pod at the time. Huge show was going on. So I put him on one of my friends' pods. I said, okay. I said, how much you charge? I think it was like $25, $30. Not that bad. Cool. Paid the guy. Hits me up. I have to reschedule. Fine. Cool. And then I don't hear from the guy. Then I hit him up. Is everything okay? Yeah, okay. I can come on this day. The guy shows up late to the show. He comes on. He looks doped out. If they have that video, I have to find out if they have that video. But he looks doped out. He doesn't stay on for an hour. He stays on for 25 minutes. He's supposed to stay on for an hour. And he goes, I have to leave early. I have to go to work. Well, you owe us time now.
He doesn't have a job.
He claimed he worked at a restaurant. He was a cook. So I'm like, okay, bro. Yeah.
I gotta go see other wrestling fans. Hold on. I'll be right back.
It wasn't work. You'd paid him for his time. He was actually at work. He was trying to skip out early.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It was just kind of like, we're kind of like, well, you owe us for this time. He goes, yeah, I promise you. He said, actually, next time I'll give you 2 more shows. I really like it on here. Oh, you're going to give us 2 more shows for an hour each? Okay. Doesn't show up to the next show. Hits me up and says, I'm sorry to bug you, but I need Uber money to get to work. I hit him up. I say, you owe us 2 shows. Yes, I promise I'll show up. I promise I'll be there. I need Uber money. I said, okay. So Uber money will be an extra show. 3 shows. And this is why I don't do this anymore. This was stupid of me. He goes, okay, sounds like a plan. And I go, actually, I remember earlier he was talking about, he was trying to get his name back out there. I said, so how about you join the pod? If you join the pod, your name, you would definitely get your name out there. Me, you, etc., and you could just be on the pod with us. You won't get paid, but you would get streams, and you get what I'm saying?
Yep, makes total sense to me. Yep.
He goes, I love it. So I send him the Uber money. He comes back. He was supposed to come on the show. He hits me up again and says his wife broke his phone. They got in a fight. I said, so what are you texting me on?
Yeah.
What are you emailing me on, bro? And he doesn't respond. Yeah, and I say, you know what, man? I go, I feel like you're jipping me. I said, and I don't like that. And then I kind of give him some words, and he goes, no, I'm not jipping you. I'm not, I promise you, I'll come on the show. The guy never responds to me again. And then he literally posted something. One of my friends showed me something. He posted something where he was asking RVD for money. Yeah, he had a post where he asked RVD for money to get his car fixed or something. And I'm like, oh, this guy is really a douchebag. And not too long after that, he's on some stuff for Maven where he was effing fans over. And it's crazy because my group of friends that I used to do spaces with, they were telling me before that, you need to tag him and expose him. And I'm the guy that don't really like doing that, don't really like the social media drama and attention that I didn't. Mm-hmm. But not too long after that, he's getting exposed by Maven.
Yeah, we're in the podcast game now, Reezy. Expose everybody. Anybody that crosses you, fuck them.
That's what I'm going to start doing, because that right there, it didn't piss me up, and it really rubbed me the wrong way, because it was like, you don't have to lie. You could have just told me, like, this is why. You know what I mean? Like, I would have rather had him do that. And then he ripped some other fans off.
A lot of other fans off.
A lot of fans.
So, yeah.
So the guy's a douchebag. So anybody that ever wants to do business with Just Incredible, if you don't already know, now you know, don't ever do business with this jackass, this moron.
And like I said, Reezy's too nice. I'm too nice. Everybody's too nice here. We need to just, we can't be so nice anymore. This world ain't nice. And they're not playing along. They don't want us to get ahead. Fuck everybody.
Fuck them.
Is that what you want? You want that? Okay. We can do that.
Yeah, and I was, and I remember during that time I would check up on the guy. Hey man, you good? You all right? Everything okay? You
it's all about the money with these indie wrestlers. It's all they seem to care about. Flash a little money like a little hose. They come running.
A lot of them don't have a lot. I'll tell you this one thing about indie wrestlers. I've been to a lot of indie shows, go to a lot of indie events. A lot of these guys, I'm not saying all, but a lot of these guys are struggling. They don't have a lot of money. They have trouble getting hotel rooms. They're either getting gypped by promoters or they're not getting paid by promoters. I'm not going to name a name, but I know an indie guy that was literally, that's from where I'm at. He literally told me he didn't even make $500 for his match.
Jeez.
$500 is a lot for one match.
If I get paid more than you, and I work a 9 to 5. If I get paid more than you, I don't know what to tell
you. Philly Sports Pride gets it. He knows Dr. Huge better than most people online. And he knows I'm a great guy. I'm a nice guy. I'll help anybody. I'll whatever. I'll fuck with people that are legendary, and I'm not blown away by it. I'll fuck with people that got nothing, and just because I don't really care. But you know what? Everybody slowly but surely takes advantage.
Yep.
And the majority of the time, and I'm the same way. I'm always helping people. Majority of the time, I get effed over. And I would tell you that just an incredible thing. To the fans I got, listen, I'm with you. I was there. And I can tell you, crap. I got a new phone now. But we would text. Because he had sent me his number one time. To remind him of the interview. But
you guys text
that phone. Yeah, I don't have that phone number. Yeah. Him and his wife are drug addicts. They're drug addicts. They're idiots.
Justin
ended, I have an X-Pac story. I have an X-Pac story, by the way.
Hit us with an X-Pac story. I do like these stories.
No, it's a part of the Just Incredible.
Okay.
And I ended with this.
You wanted an Xbox too? Like, what the fuck is going on?
X-Pac's cool. X-Pac's cool. I met X-Pac, and I told X-Pac, I said, hey, I have an interview with Just Incredible. And he looked at me with a stare and goes, how did that go? And I went, it went bad. And he goes, yeah, I don't want to talk about that guy. And we left it alone. I don't know what happened between them two, but he burnt a lot of bridges.
Yeah. They know. Everybody knows. And that's the thing. These indie wrestlers, man, or the borderline people, they take advantage so bad to people that don't know. Like, so I sent Just Incredible a thing a couple years ago, like, hey, would you like to come on the show? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, send me $20 and I'll come on. And I'm instantly, my spidey senses were tingled. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. $20. When you could just come on my show, what would I think about this? So I got a podcast. I'm promoting it. It would take you 1 second to go look at what I'm doing, see my follower account on any social media or whatever. And then you go, okay, does he want to burn this all down to not pay wrestlers or whatever, if that's what I did? So I'm like, you do the show, I'll pay you, right? That's how most transactions works. But in this day and age, it's like everybody's got their fucking hands out before they even do anything. It's like, you didn't even do anything. What am I paying for if you didn't do it? Because it gives you all the incentive in the world to leave and not even answer me back.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Bags.
A bunch of douchebags. And one thing I will say this about indie wrestlers, I get how they're very conscious of going on certain podcasts because they don't want to lose their bookings due to some podcasts are bad. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's not hard, like Huge said, to go look at the content, see how it is. And you coming on here helps you out more than me. You going live on a podcast, people are going to see you, they're going to learn your name, and they're going to follow you. If your name's not big enough, you need this more than I do. Why are you asking for money and being a douchebag and being picky? Nobody knows who you are, and there's no disrespect.
Exactly.
I don't care how good you are. If you're an up-and-coming indie wrestler, you need to go live and get your name out there as much as you can.
Again, another story this past week. Remember, I did a little short about it. I put it out there into the world, and I even sent a direct message, which I never do. I have other people do that. I don't like direct messaging people or talking to anybody.
I don't either.
So, but I sent her a message, Miss Harley from TNA, the new recruit over there. Nothing. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a week. I sent one more message after, a few days or whatever. Like, oh, maybe you didn't get this. Your box is probably full of requests to do things, right? So let me ask this again. Nothing. I'm like, okay. This is what I'm talking about. These indie wrestlers, it's not all of them, but it's a lot of you fucking people out here. You guys I don't know if you think you're bigger than you are. I don't know if you think you don't have 20 minutes or 30 minutes to promote yourself. The very least you can do is say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Would that be so hard? Is that like impossible to do? Or
It's not hard at all.
Or I send one to another indie wrestler that I've had on in the past. Doesn't get back to me for like a week and a half. Finally gets back to me. Oh, I didn't see this and whatever. Okay. Yeah, can you promote this and that for me and do this and that for me? I'm here to just promote you and not have you. I literally asked you on the show. You blew that off and go, yeah, can you promote this and that for me? Thanks. I'm a grown ass man, nigga. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? That's literally went through my mind. Like, this is fucking crazy. Yep, cool. Got it. See you later. I'm not fighting about this. I'm not arguing with anybody back and forth. I'm done. I just go, yep, I'm done. Good. Cool. Had enough.
They don't get the fact that this is a platform for them to put their shit out. It's not our responsibility to put their shit out. And that's why I don't get the give me the $20 shit like ahead of time. No, it doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
They're setting the quality of the content as well, or the quality of their end of the deal. Because if they're already getting paid, they can just half-ass it if they want.
Right.
Whereas if it was pay once you've done the job, they'd do as good a job as possible, or at least 20 quid's worth, or $20 worth, whatever. But because they've already given them it, they've already taken the money, got whatever they wanted for the money, and then they can just phone it in.
And this is a, I don't know. This is a fan podcast, pretty much. We're not like trying to give you all this breaking news and stuff. It's a big goof. All this, like, we're watching wrestling. It's a goof. But I try to get people to come on and things, and they just like they won't even respond. I've had fucking DDP on. Kevin Sullivan was like a friend of mine. Ever heard of him? These indie wrestlers probably never heard of him in their life. And that's like, okay, again, it's like with the celebrity stuff and the people being at the highest levels of the business that don't give a shit about it. They don't know anybody in this thing. They could care less. And you guys are just going to go, I don't want to deal with any of them. What?
And the thing with this show, too, is like, it's not, one of those pompous ones or we're going to, gaslight you. Or you can come on and be yourself and have fun, and promote your stuff.
They all sell t-shirts. Many of the people, I already know this. People told me in the chat all the time, like, I'm buying their stuff because they came on your show. And It's not just because they came on. They're like, I like them because now I know about them. And I don't know. I don't know what to tell these people. But it's just, again, it's like what Reezy was talking about earlier with all these stories. And I've come across the same thing. Hey, what's going on? Man, you're a legend from my day at a con or whatever. $60. It's like, really? $60? Or what? They just throw out numbers. It's like, you're a mark. They don't give a shit about you guys.
No.
Me, any of us even. And we're like the top marks going, right? So you would want to be cool with us because we're going to tell everybody else that you're cool and buy their shirts, get their things. They're actually one with us in a way. They appreciate the fans. These indie people, the vast majority of them, they don't give a shit about us, which is crazy to me because then the people that have already been there and done that, they love us. They get it.
Right.
Yeah, with the indie guys, is it not that sort of like because a small number of like fortunate people, and it's because of talent as well, have just been in the right place at the right time, and they've been on the indie scene for like a short amount of time. They've got recognised. They've been sent to one of the big promotions and signed, and it's just everyone's just thinking that best case scenario is going to land on their feet, in front of their feet. So they don't need to do the legwork. They don't need to do all like the smaller podcasts and the fan appreciation. They've just got to get enough sort of like film footage of them to be like, hey, WWE or AEW or TNA or whatever, here's my move set. Do you want to sign me? And like I said, because some people have got there that quick, it doesn't mean everyone does.
God, moveset. They actually say moveset these days.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
And I got news for you.
Yeah, tell us.
That means you're gay.
Yeah.
You are fucking gay, bar.
Go frost your hair. Do something like that.
Exactly. Go frost your hair. Do something like that. So Rock says.
It's nuts in this day and age too. With you got to get something that trends and all this stuff. Where these indie guys who are going to be indie guys for years if they keep it up like that, they don't want to come on a show like this because they could say one little thing and it could trend worldwide. I don't get it. It
Isn't that
seems
what
to have
they
gotten
want?
worse.
I mean, I guess you want it for good things. Just don't be racist. Don't be stupid. If you don't be racist, don't be like me. Apparently,
Be a retard.
Don't be retarded. Just be yourself. There's nothing to worry about. Listen, we can speak words even though the online platforms say we can't. We still can do it. Okay? And I plan on it today.
Fuck yeah. A lot of fuck words.
America. Fuck yeah. We can have guns. I can't say fuck on the internet. Go fuck yourself.
Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
My family had died so I could say fuck on the internet.
Right. My dad's a veteran.
Exactly. He's tough. He's got a mustache. He's tough.
He's wicked tough. It's like Tom Selleck tough.
Yep. You can't have a mustache and not be tough, Reezy. Maybe you should get a mustache, Reezy. Think about that.
You should.
Definitely need a mustache, right?
Yep. The indie wrestlers will treat you with a little more respect, I think. They'll be like, damn.
Instantly.
Especially black dudes with a mustache. Those guys are the toughest.
Handlebar. Do a handlebar.
Yep. All the military movies in the 80s had black guys in them with mustaches.
Right.
Louis Gossett Jr., right? Who knows that? Remember that one, kids? I know all the kids are hip to Louis Gossett Jr. Yeah, anyway. All right, let's get off these indie people. I'll leave you alone. How about that? How about I just ignore you? You're gone to me. All right? If you want a piece of this show, you want to get the word out, this is where you do it. This is where you like and subscribe like all the people in the chat. But yeah. I mean, I'm not going out of my way. They're not going to answer me back. Anyway.
Too good for you.
Blows my mind. Not enough time to watch all this wrestling. We know that's a fact. But there's also not enough time to even digest all the wrestling that's happening.
No.
So I've even noticed with myself, I'll make thumbnails of things at the beginning of the week. And then I won't even talk about it during the show because there's like so much more that comes out, and then I kind of go backwards. But yeah, I don't know what we just came off of 3 pay-per-views this past weekend. Monday Night Raw again, NXT again, AEW Dynamite, TNA Thursday, SmackDown last night 3 hours, and we're back to it again with Collision tonight. Like, when do we get a break to really look at these things?
No breaks.
Yeah, you can't even take it all in. Like you said, you'll take it in, but then something else happens where it's like, okay, so I got to change whatever the hell I'm doing now.
Bronson Reed's him coming back in the day would have been so much bigger than it is now. It's like it's a footnote in the past in just 1 week.
Yeah. Because you got 15 other things that happened 2 seconds after. It's crazy.
Let's talk about that right now. Bronson Reed. I'm glad that he's back. A little earlier than I thought he would be. I knew he would miss WrestleMania, but man, these guys come back from injury quick because they said he shattered his ankle.
Yeah,
coming back from a shattered ankle in within a year at that weight, and he looks really skinny too. I thought he was going to come back and be fatter, but no,
He's fat.
No, he's skinny. Scott Steiner. So, we liking this? Do we like that Bronson Reed is now with Braun Breaker? And what if they bring back Braun Strowman? Then they have the 3 Brauns. Braun and Braun and Braun security.
the 3 burrs.
Yeah, all spelt differently though. Huh, ain't that something?
That's a cool little faction. Well, not little, but yeah.
Well, do you read the news about Braun Strowman? That even though they released him, they're looking to bring him back like every couple of months.
Oh.
So he's still, I mean, he's not technically being paid, I guess, but it's just his body is crap now. He can't be on the full-time like roster. So I guess every couple of months he's going to come back and run around the ring and bust up his knees and then go back home.
Yeah, he's doing food shows. Like when I saw he was staying with the USA Network to do a show, I was like, oh, he's still in the mix, right?
Oh yeah.
And yep. Paladin can't remember any of these shows either.
Yeah.
Nobody can. None of us can really keep up. But here's Bronson Reed in the Triple H uniform that he gives everybody. All the bad guys. Yep. So that happened. Reezy's back. Look, he's back.
Whoa.
Now we're going to the next level here. All right.
All right, I'm back.
We can see
I'm
that.
back. I had an important phone call.
No, that's fine.
Busy guy.
So this past week, if you were going to watch a wrestling show, and I feel like I'm saying this a lot lately, watch NXT. This past NXT was a really good show. Again, we had 2 major title changes. Ricky Starks losing to Ethan Page, and Stephanie Vacker lost to JC Jane of Toxic Influence, which shocked everybody out here. So those 2 things. Then you got the what does he call it now? Trick-and-A. He took the belt from Joe Hendry. So now that there's a whole thing going on there. Let's talk about that. Like we'll get to the NXT stuff in a minute, but the Trick-and-A, TNA, this partnership with what's going on with Joe Hendry, him getting squashed by Randy Orton, and now losing the title to Trick Williams from NXT, a guy from a whole totally different promotion. Is that what's best for TNA business in your opinion, or is that not good?
Well, I think I would want to say the plan is that Joe Hendry is coming to WWE. That's what it is. And Santana is their next big guy anyway, so I think that's the plan.
Reezy, you got anything for us?
Everything that Sleaze just said.
Santana is the next, so he's just going to take the belt off a Trick like immediately?
I don't think he's going to take it off immediately, but I think Santana is the guy that's going to beat Trick Williams, and he's going to reign for a bit, and when his contract is up, WWE is going to definitely get him. What's happening is WWE's, even though it's a partnership, WWE is feeding off TNA's talent like vampires. And they're bringing them in, and the more TNA brings guys over to NXT and they get over, WWE is going to want them. They're going to want their blood.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to want their blood, definitely. But a lot of people don't know why this partnership exists. The only reason WWE is partnering with TNA is because they're in an antitrust lawsuit with the UFC.
Oh.
And since UFC and WWE is merged, this is WWE playing friendly, more saying, we do work with other promotions. We're not trying to kill anybody.
Well, they're trying to corner the market on talent, too. I mean, they're doing it with ID and Evolve and all that stuff. And they're trying to, I think they're trying to build up TNA as the number 2, if they're not already the number 2 promotion.
They're trying to build them up to number 2 because WWE, that's another thing. They're trying to build them up to number 2 and try to figure out how they can do that because they hate AEW.
Yeah, because Tony Khan was a dick. That's why, because Tony Khan was a dick.
Tony Khan has pissed WWE off so much. WWE wants them to die. They don't care about TNA because TNA is so small, they can control TNA from the outside.
Right.
So for people saying they're going to buy TNA, they're not going to buy TNA. They don't want to buy something they can control from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I fucks with everything you've been saying.
Me too.
Except for that last part where you went, out of sync with everything.
Hi, Koki Khan. Here's what you could have won.
Yeah.
I do wonder if WWE are going to do TNA any favors, like maybe let them borrow Orton for a pay-per-view or something, since Hendry had a little thing with Orton over here, or because obviously TNA are going to want something, and just we are working with WWE.
My thing, I agree, but since you said that, Danny, my question is, WWE has a loaded roster with a lot of people in catering, and my question to WWE is, why is anybody in catering? Why have them in catering and you can just put them on TNA? Who cares? NXT main roster, throw them all on TNA. Nobody should be in catering. But
they slowly but surely are. They're putting people in Evolve, and then they're putting people or at least before they release them, and they'll end up there, I'm sure, whenever this, these time periods. What's her name? Elena Black, she calls herself now. It's funny how my mind works like that. I'll go sometimes with the new name, and Cora Jade, that's her original name. But when she got released, can she work for anybody yet? Does anybody know this?
It's
not right now.
I think it's first or second week of June.
So she's going to be on TNA.
Because her OnlyFans is coming out on the 13th or some shit. So that's when she's able.
I got that on my calendar. Should have known. Yep. Shout out to Man in the White Mask too, by the way. Yep, he's out there. He's on Instagram. Go follow him. Good guy. Great man. Yep.
Man in the White Mask.
So what else we got here? Yeah, it's funny. I'm naming all these shows, and there's too much wrestling. I didn't even mention Evolve. Evolve's another show. LFG, when it was going, was another Sunday night show that sometimes went 3 hours. It was like a whole pay-per-view in itself. It was crazy. Yep. So Dolph Ziggler doesn't like this trick in a business. At least he sees the bad in it. It's not all good. What I think many in the business are trying to make it seem like he's this is crazy. Joe Hendry just got his ass kicked at WrestleMania, and now he's going to lose our title to a guy that's not even from he's like, I don't know. He's like, I see how it's good, but So
Nick Nemeth.
Yep, Nick Nemeth.
You think that's a work or a shoot? You think he's really serious about that, or?
I think so. I think why wouldn't he be irked by this? He leaves or gets released by WWE, goes to TNA. They eventually start the partnership after that. He was the champ there. Joe Hendry, I don't know if he got it from him or he got it from somebody else. Either way, Dolph doesn't have the title anymore, but he did. And then he watches the company that released him take his title from the promotion that he's now with. I would assume that would irk him a little bit.
Where?
Yeah, so again, this past NXT was a pretty big show. Santana made his debut. Then Ethan Page came out with the title that he just beat Ricky Starks for. And they're cutting promos on each other. I believe there's a fatal 4-way next week with Javon Evans and some AAA guys also that they're bringing in, that we all know of. I just can't think of the names right now. And just a lot going on in NXT. Go watch it. That's what everybody needs to do. And Jordan Grace and Vacker had such a good match. Vacker's moving up to Raw. She lost the title, like I mentioned earlier, to JC Jane. And also Jordan Grace is going to move to SmackDown. So Ricky Starks is moving up too.
Ricky Starks too.
And that
Ethan Page.
Who? Ethan Page?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got the title right now, but they are showing him on main TV. He was on SmackDown last night.
Yeah.
Yep. They were promoting that Fatal 4-Way, I believe, or something like that.
And what I love to ask people is whose spots are they taking? Because, anytime somebody comes up or they sign somebody, they got to take somebody's spot.
Jey Uso.
I really have a feeling that another ration of releases are coming soon.
Oh, they're coming.
And people are going to be, oh my God. It makes total
sense. And I can promise you we're going to get some names that we're not expecting. And I also, speaking of releases, I want to go back to a guy we were talking about earlier. If you don't think it's very possible that Karrion Kross is in the talks, and this is no disrespect to Karrion. I love Karrion, but I think these videos of him speaking out in promo style, which he's still speaking out, you know how WWE is about that. They look at those things like, oh, if we can't control you, if you're going against what we do, kind of like Hydra.
They don't like it. Don't
Dr.
keep
Huge knows who Hydra is.
Of course.
That's who WWE is. They're Hydra. Hell WWE. Hell WWE.
This is a way, while they're going to release more people, because we all see that coming, especially with all the move ups. Can we just do this? We spoke about it months ago, but this is what they need to do, along with everybody in the chat liking and retweeting and subscribing and going to YouTube and hitting notifications and hitting all the buttons. We're doing this for you. We're not doing this not to get more viewers, okay? We want more viewers. We want more listeners on the podcast. Hit the buttons. But what the WWE needs to do is start another draft. And I know everybody's going to boo me for that. Initially, it sounds like a bad idea, right? Why would we have a draft? We just had a draft maybe, I think, last year. It's stupid. But the thing is, this time, folks, shut up. This time, we're going to stick to it. There's so many wrestlers. We're going to do one more draft, and we're going to call it, let's call it this, the greatest draft of all time. They love greatest of something ever, like the greatest Royal Rumble, greatest this and that. The greatest, like, ever. And we're going to split them up, finally, once and for all, into DC and Marvel for, like, comic books. And what we're going to they can still fight each other. You can still have your dream matches here and there. The way you do it is through Survivor Series. That will become one of your biggest pay-per-views of the year once again if you do it like this. And then also, you actually have, like, not necessarily a full-blown gang war, but you have a war between the brands. They really believe that they're better than the other brands. They're aware that they exist. There's a champion here and a champion there. Because what they're doing now, the way that they're doing it, having the shows mixed up, everybody's on everybody's shows. Nobody really knows what's going on. But we do know that the Raw Championship is the shits and that the John Cena Championship is the real one. Like, we all kind of know this. And they really need to, it would be a way to boost up all that championship for Raw, first of all, because we would just be set in our ways. Everybody would be set of people would be over here and the other set of people would be over there. And every once in a while, you get a feud between one of them because, again, it'd be like a Raw SmackDown thing. And all of this stuff, you could have a whole pay-per-view with a Survivor Series with no titles. No titles necessary. It's all based off of the feud between the two shows because nobody's leaving either show on a regular basis. No, you don't like that, Danny?
No, I do like the idea, but they won't like it because they can't have the belts on display. That's why you see the different champions on the different shows. It's because they need to they need to showcase the other titles that they have for sale. Available to their roster. So it's another, hey, look, you can buy this too. Don't forget, you can buy this. Cheers. See you on Friday. And then they just swap. It's a good idea. They need to do a draft or just like a brand split, because of the bloated rosters, but they don't stick to it. They can't. They've done this so many times, and every time we say, right, just stick with it, please. But then 2 weeks later, it's like, oh yeah, Roman Reigns is, oh my God, we need to put some butts in seats, so Roman Reigns is going to be on the other show, or Randy Orton or something. And
think about this. If they actually drafted with these things in mind, like Roman Reigns is here, once every 3 months, so he's going to go in like the 4th, 5th round. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, try to really make sense of it instead of going, yeah, Cesaro, the end of the 1st round. It's like, what? Why would you do that? Who would do that? But they do that type of stuff, or they put certain people before others. I understand what they're trying to do with the idea that I'm telling everybody to do right now, but they do it in such a hokey, silly way. It doesn't really make any sense. Do it like the way I said, like if Roman Reigns is only going to show up once every 4 months or whatever, like he does, you don't need to pick him in the first round, second round, third round. Who cares? He's already Roman Reigns anyway. Nobody's going to remember the draft, but everybody will remember if you stay pat. You pick your teams, and 8 months down the road, everybody will know where everybody is. You know, because they will all still be on the shows. And then they can, like I said, do Survivor Series to me would be like the biggest show of the year if they did it like that and just stayed and then made it like, oh, we're just going to have the Raw brand fight the SmackDown brand guys for this month and really amp it up for the month and just do that every year. And they can't, it's such money to me. I don't understand. Do you guys not like this? Sleaze, do you think that's the Survivor Series gang war type thing? Like, I love that shit.
No, and they did it in the past, and it was great. They would have, people in blue shirts show up on Raw and beat the shit out of people, and yeah, it's exciting. And Survivor Series has been the shits the past couple of years, and they need something. They don't need war games. They don't need any of that hokey shit. That's what it should be. It should be, okay, we're SmackDown, we're better than you. We're Raw, we're better than you. And that would make a great Survivor Series.
Yep. And it'd make for great individual shows because then imagine you got two rosters of people that know that they're not changing anytime soon. Maybe every 5 years or something you have a draft. But during this whole era, as we call it or whatever, then you're going to have guys that have the Raw belt and going like, listen, we need to put on a better show than these guys because it will maybe help with money, right? If you have better views on certain things, then but right now, a lot of people have been telling me, and I've been seeing online, this Netflix era of Raw,
it's the shits.
Total shits.
Everyone has been saying that.
That initial night, do you remember the first night? They built it up so much. It was January 6th, right? We're going to have another invasion on the White House. Nope. We're going to have a really bad Monday Night Raw that doesn't make any sense. And then we're just going to continue to do that over and over from then on. Like, get out of here.
And what doesn't help is when we're watching the show and it's the main event and the show ends in the middle of something. Like in the middle of something. You know what I mean? Like something's happening and it doesn't finish. It just ends. We don't like that. That's irritating. That's like a to be continued. That you don't go back and it's like, what are you doing?
They've gone to that 1,000 times just in the past 5 years. It's like, oh, this match got broken up and this match got broken. And you already know when you got like two top flight like wrestlers taking each other on in a main event and it's not a pay-per-view. It's like, gee, I wonder who's going to come out and mess this match up. And then you can really do some easy calculating there if you know what's going on. And you go, oh yeah, so-and-so is going to come out and mess this match up because they can't have that guy look weak and have that guy or that one. So they're just going to break up the match and we're going to carry on the next week. Who gives a shit? Nope.
I don't give a shit.
Not me.
This whole format of wrestling is just, it's so repetitive and so predictable. And they need just somebody or an entity or something to come in and just change the monotony of this whole fucking industry.
They need someone to, but they won't because people are sitting in the seats and they're watching all the adverts that the WWE are presenting to them and the odd wrestling match from time to time. And that's the aim of the game now. And like Triple H said the other week, we're not wanted. The new wrestling fans are here.
Yeah. Here's an idea I had. Since they have so many wrestlers, I have this draft idea or something that they gotta do something to split this up again. It's so confusing. And I've been watching this whole time. What if they use like analytics like pro sports do? You punch in some numbers, you give people certain ratings for certain things, like are they injured? How big are they? How popular are they? And then you can actually break it down. Let AI do it, right? We're talking about like a company that's almost like $1 billion company. Like, can't you make up some AI or something to make these rosters almost like perfect? So that you can write something with long term. There's so many wrestlers. It should be able to be done somehow. But I think actually doing an analytic thing, I've never heard of that. It's just something I thought of. And I think that if they set up some sort of system of where everybody is on their scale, if you will, then it could separate them easily and make more sense of it other than just human brains doing it, right? Because You got to read all these moving parts.
That's a great idea. Also, I just think, like you said, there's so many wrestlers out there. I think the only way to help these rosters not be so loaded, and maybe just to help this kind of be a little bit better, we just need two more promotions with big money behind them. We need two more. I'm sorry. We just
need more promotions.
We're gonna need two more big money, because especially Tony Khan, but Tony and WWE, they're gonna keep loading and stacking up names and talent on their thing to the point it's like it is now. So I forget that certain people work there. Like,
I
have all these people.
I was listening to Jim Cornette, and him and his co-host were sitting there breaking down the roster on AEW, and I swear to God, about 70% of it, I either didn't know who they were, or I didn't know they still work there. Like, it's crazy.
Yep. There's too many wrestlers and everywhere, really. So we just got to make more sense of this stuff, guys. That's why I'm grasping at straws here. I'm like, hey, maybe you can use AI, WWE. Don't even hire Dr. Huge in the show, right? Who needs us? We only know this shit inside and out for our whole lives, right? Since the 80s, at least. I'm not much of a 70s guy, you know. I've heard of this. What was his name? The postman there, S.D. Smith.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But listen, my first favorite wrestler was Jimmy Fly Snuka. That's how fucking old I am. Okay. My first favorite basketball player, Reezy. Do you know who it is?
Michael Jordan.
Wilt Chamberlain.
You would think Michael Jordan. He's old, right? Dr. J.
Wow.
It was a couple years before Michael Jordan became a thing. Dr. J was still like the guy around.
I'd always pick him in NBA Streets back in the day.
NBA Street was such a good game.
Yes.
More on this later, folks. Yep. Shout out to Will Robinson out here, famous podcaster on YouTuber, bigger than Logan Paul, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Coaches here. There isn't enough days in the week for more wrestling. There really isn't. They could add a whole nother year of days, and we still wouldn't have enough time to go over all of it and make sense of it. SD Jones, he knows. That's exactly who has a special delivery.
Special delivery.
It's funny. My brother's like 10 years older than me, so he remembers all them guys.
Oh, jeez.
My generation's like, what do you know about Chief J Strongbow?
Right.
King Reezy? What do you know about that?
I know nothing. You tell me.
You don't know You don't know Chief J Strongbow?
Come on.
I don't know them.
Are you kidding me?
This is why
you call yourself a wrestling fan?
See, this is why I host. You know, I know you're an expert.
You're the doctor, man. You're the doctor.
He's a modern expert. You know,
Huge is the doctor. Educate me.
Well, he was an Italian guy that played a Native American on TV.
Okay.
Fooled me. I was like 4, so.
Yeah. I thought he was Indian up until you just said that. So.
Oh, really? He's still to this day, yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Full-blooded Italian. Could have been in the FBI. Yep. So here's the biggest story of the week. We're not really winding down. There's another big story after this and another big story after that. But this Cena and Truth stuff, all right, finally came to a head this past week. We got the Ron Cena over here, John Cena over there. Ron sold a lot of shirts this past weekend. Again, shout out. He's WWE for life. Like, they're going to keep him like Jesse Ventura style on the main roster. Yep. So that happened. He got fooled. John Cena acted like he wasn't going to be a bad guy. Ron celebrated, and then he got kicked right between the legs and lost the match. So you had your moment, Ron. You could have. You shouldn't have believed him. So
you know what was a bigger moment for R-Truth?
What's that?
He started following me on Twitter.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
He doesn't follow me.
He doesn't follow Reezy yet. We got. I'll get on that too. See,
I'll talk to him.
The Sleaze doesn't know this, but I get all the people to follow him. That's what- I don't tell him, like, because I act like I'm like with little kids, and you're like, oh, that's cool.
He's special needs. Can you follow him, please?
Yes, my 50-year-old friend over here, he loves you, Ron Cena. He got all your merchandise.
Right. Loves little Jimmy.
He's like, where do I need to do this Make-A-Wish? I'm like, it's at the Sleaze's house. Can you show up over there? Who's this Joe Scarp? It equals Jay Strongbow. There you go, Scarpa.
Oh, wow.
Super.
Didn't know that.
That's Italian. I know my Italian boy. Because
Italians have the best pizza.
All I think about all day and all night is race, folks.
Yeah.
Very important, you know. very.
Yokozuna was not Japanese.
What? Wait, did he? I just heard Yokozuna is not Japanese.
Nope.
I don't believe that.
What?
He looked pretty Japanese to me.
He's actually Samoan.
Listen, and this is what I was like Tom Segura when I was 10, because when I figured out I was fooled when I was 5 years old, I was like, fuck wrestling. Like, this is so lame. And then I was like, they did get one over on me, and I got, I got over it. Tom didn't, though.
No.
He still thinks Yokozuna's Japanese. Remember when Hogan called him a Jap brother? Oh, we're doing it today, folks. God. We're racist.
Shut your mouth.
When I found out wrestling was fake, I went right to black tar heroin. I was so depressed.
Cena fooled truth. Anyway, back into this story. If you didn't watch Saturday Night Main Event, it's now looking like it's going to be John Cena and Logan Paul, who we all love and adore, versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso in the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Wow.
It's the shits.
The shits.
Yeah.
You like that one, though, Danny, don't you? You like Logan Paul.
Who am I supposed to cheer for? Yeah, who am I supposed to cheer for? Yeah, I'm going to cheer for the heels.
Yeah.
I don't want to cheer for... Yeah, no thanks. Jey Uso, no.
Cody came out last night, and he just cut another, this was one of the worst ones in my, everything's right. I'm not saying he's not fumbling over words, nothing like that. It's so rehearsed. He's got the head movements, and then he's got to suck in the words. Everything he says is just so rehearsed, and and I'll get you, John Cena, and then I'm gonna face you, Logan Paul. It's just like, God, fuck, can we stop? You're so over the top with your cringe, okay?
Just imagine he goes into gold dust halfway through. Just that's what it sounds like to me when he does that. It's like he's just gonna go like this and
You know what's been bothering me lately too is he sucks in his spit. I don't know if you noticed this, where he's like, as he's breathing in, there's a lot going on.
I caught that.
I did not catch that. That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
I think one thing with Cody, he's not a bad wrestler. I think what makes Cody bad is when he talks on the mic.
Yeah.
If he had a manager, he'll be great.
He had all this time off. Why didn't he listen to the show? We gave him all this constructive criticism. He could have came back and been better, but he got worse.
That's how I felt watching
he was busy with his podcast.
I don't know why WWE has it. Oh, guys, please don't bring up that podcast. Just why? Yeah, I already get tired of talking enough. But my thing with WWE is, why don't they just bring in Arn Anderson?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he can bring out the Glock.
Hold it to their
I was going to say the clipboard. I just keep pointing at the clipboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, the clock works too.
What do we want to talk about?
Yeah, exactly, Cody. Yep. I saw a clip of your podcast. I told you I'm going to try to make a show up where it revolves around me just talking about Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about podcast? He had his wife on recently, which first of all, I'm just like, okay, this is going to be so boring. I can't do this. So I watched the clip and I was bored out of my mind. And then I saw Stephanie McMahon on TV interviewing her husband, Triple H. Ain't that funny?
Go fuck Fuck yourself.
Hilarious. Wow, so entertaining. Thank you.
How self-serving is that shit? You have your own wife on to build you up.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
No,
I saw that and I was out.
They all think it's cutesy online from what I see. It's, did you see she told us the inner workings of Cody Rhodes and smelly socks or something at his house? Like, it's just, I don't care. It's
so
all
cringe. It's
too many acting classes, like William says over here. That's what I see. It's too rehearsed.
Yeah.
It's just, I like authentic people. I like genuine people. I know the audience does too. So, like Danny said, how can you be somebody that I'm rooting for? And Jey Uso? And Jey Uso, who you're pumping up. And Cody Rhodes, just the way they keep trying to pump up Jey Uso, guys. Oh my God, that also is cringe. Gunther comes out there every week. Oh, this man has got the championship and he beat me and he's so good. And then Cody Rhodes is just out there. It's going to be me versus you, Cena, but I got a champion too. And it's like, oh,
it's the
fuck off. Like, I hate this. Douche chills.
That's what I actually said to the TV. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yep. So, sorry, Cody. I want to like you. It's like one of those things. But to me, you're Sami Zayn with blonde hair, crazy tattoo.
A stupid tattoo.
The whole Cody Rhodes thing just covering Sami Zayn. My expert analyst opinion. Thank you.
You know what really pissed me off about Cody Rhodes is the fact that he had a picture of himself on a roller coaster in a fucking suit in Florida while his wife is next to him sweating her ass off. Like, stop it. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuck.
I think we're all on the same page with this. I mean, we kind of talk about this every week. Well, not lately. We've given him a break since he went away, but he came back full force with the cringe last night. So you're going to hear it. You don't even follow us, right? John Cena follows us. You don't follow us.
No. That's why we're rooting for John Cena.
Exactly. Now we just got to get Logan Paul to follow us, even though we can't stand him.
Am I following Logan Paul? I wonder. I'm going to tell him to follow me.
Did you guys see Anarchy in the Arena?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Shits.
I heard about it. I couldn't bring myself. Again, there's too much wrestling. I'm not going to sit here and watch wrestling in all my free time. So I just listened to Cornette talk about it instead while I was like in the shower and, giving myself one of those. And I still didn't like it. Imagine that. And he got a staple in his tongue.
In his tongue.
Yeah.
I saw this picture last weekend, and
It's the shits.
I thought it was stupid. So he gets a staple in his tongue during this match, and then he proceeds to walk around to every camera around the ring and stick his tongue out. What? Huh?
It's the dumbest shit I ever seen.
It's dumb. So my thing with AEW is I want them to succeed, but they have to chill with the stapling each other's tongues and the gore porn. We don't need the gore porn. It's okay to have it maybe once a year, every once in a blue moon, but every freaking week,
yeah, less is more.
Freaking month, it gets to the point where it's like, okay, what are we doing here?
He already had a needle in his mouth, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a needle through it. He could put a needle through his mouth. Yeah.
What?
And then this asshole Will Ospreay, who's been spouting off his freaking mouth, he comes on and says, well, I feel bad for the ex-WWE guys that are coming into AEW because the bar is so high. Like, what are you huffing?
You don't need any more talent, bro. Don't get me wrong. I like Will Ospreay, but when he talks and go in interviews, it makes me dislike him more. I don't like his personality.
No,
I don't like him wrestle, but I don't like his personality.
I thought Ricochet was fucking delusional, but this guy is taking the cake. This guy is fucking delusional, like stupid. You're a stupid human being. If you really believe the shit that you're spouting out.
Most wrestlers, most of these, at least what I have came in contact with, are like that. They all think their shit is bigger than what it really is.
Until they're out of the business and they become like legends, and then they're like the greatest guys. How does this work? Maybe it's a different generation. I don't know.
Or things don't work out for them, and they complain and wonder why it didn't happen. Well, you thought your shit was bigger than what it was.
And it's funny on Twitter too, because people will be like, well, if I say anything about AEW, they're like, oh, well, you're a WWE shill and all this shit. And it's like, okay, WWE didn't start this. You know what I mean? Tony Khan came out and said, fuck them, we'll do better. And they keep friggin' talking. So every time that I see WWE faithfuls going and shitting on AEW, I don't feel bad because you're asking for it. You wanted the smoke, you're getting it.
That's true. Yep, they are asking for it. They want it.
Bruv. Fucking.
Yeah, this whole time I thought he was Australian. I told Danny that last week. I'm like, I can't believe I just figured this out. Now he's actually from the
London.
UK. London.
Yeah. It's the other type of London accent. It's not the Queen's English. It's like the Cockney, the street lingo down there. It's just the rough. Well, it used to have a bit more charm to it, but nowadays it's just think Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not quite the Queen's English, is it? He puts a little bit on for some film roles and stuff, but.
How about this? Do you guys know that Jey Uso is taking on Gunther again? And how, like, what? First of all, why?
Right.
And,
they're taking each other on, I guess. I saw that they were cutting a promo. Jey Uso's getting beat up by everybody and knocked out by Logan Paul and this guy. It's kind of confusing. I like the mixture of the storylines, and that's always what I wanted. But they got to make a little more sense out of this because nobody cares about Gunther and Jey Uso.
No.
Going at it again. If they even are, I don't even know. I think they're taking each other on again because they were just in a ring with each other recently, cutting promos on each other. So if they're not fighting again, that's also stupid.
No, they definitely are. And it's horrible. Like, how many times are you going to recycle the same bullshit?
He's going to beat Gunther twice.
Come on.
Yeah.
No.
They need to show it's not a fluke. They're going to show it wasn't a fluke. And that pre-show Jey Uso is not just like a quick champion. He's also they're going to try and solidify him as like a proper contender by putting him over Gunther again.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's too much. Jay's got to lose the title by SummerSlam. If he doesn't lose it at SummerSlam, he actually keeps it past that. Then wow, like they're gonna do what they want to do corporation wise, and they don't care what the fans think because it's all about that arena that they're in every night with Jey Uso and the merch that they're going to sell at that spot. And they could care less about the outside world.
I think, go ahead, Sleaze. My bad.
Real quick, but Jey is getting to the point that he doesn't need the belt. He's over. He doesn't need the belt. Put it on somebody that, you can build up or he doesn't need a belt. He's a novelty. He's going to sell the merch. He's going to do that. He doesn't need to have the title.
Agreed. I was just gonna throw in that one thing that's hurting Jey Uso is same thing that they do with everybody else. They have to give him more opponents to defend that title against. Why is he in a tag team match at main event? Your world champion is in a tag team match. Your world champion rarely defends his belt, but you're putting him in matches. You're putting him in matches not defending his belt. That makes no sense at all.
That's why he doesn't need the title too.
Exactly.
Here's an idea. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say my idea originally for Jey Uso was him to give opportunities, title to people backstage and catering who would never get the opportunity. Undercard guys who would never get the opportunity. And his reason will be is I want to make right to all the people I did wrong when I was with the Bloodline. So every night he comes out there and he defends his title as a babyface, of course, against people like Sami Zayn. You know what I mean? And
Even
other
CM
people
Punk, you
from
could
them.
do that with. Yeah, everybody that messed with the bloodline. Yeah,
I think the fans were kind of like that a little bit instead of just coming out to the ring, pumping up the crowd, fashion show. He doesn't need the belt. Like Sleaze said, the belt does not, the world championship is supposed to be for people to help them grow into the main event. Jey Uso does not need to grow into the main event. He's already there.
And how about this Cena stuff where he's basically telling everybody, like, listen, this is my last year wrestling because I just can't go anymore. My body can't take it. And you know what, coming from him, it makes total sense. The way that they probably worked him, Vince McMahon especially, like just as the champ, always on the road, always on a plane and doing meet and greets and make-a-wishes and learning Chinese. Like, I don't think this is the kind of guy that really slept, and he probably took Ric Flair amount, Hulk Hogan back in the day, that amount of bumps. And you can kind of see that's why he's like, he looks like a rock'em sock'em robot there, kind of. And he's got that the Kurt Angle thing going, like what the older wrestlers have going on with them, So that's a little sad. And I bet you he probably would be wrestling well into his 60s like Ric Flair if he wasn't so banged up. So,
well, yeah, they always put him as a powerhouse.
You can see why he had the 5 moves of doom.
Yeah.
If he'd ever done more than the 5 moves of doom, if he was doing Kenny Omega sort of like style matches all that time, he'd be fucked by now. He wouldn't have got this far because, as well as just all the wear and tear on your body and the potential injuries, just every time you do one of those big flips, it's like rolling the dice. And if you're working as often as Cena was, taking as many bumps, doing so many shows, then you don't want to be rolling those dice that frequently if everything's on your, especially because everything was on his shoulders at one point.
Yep. It's funny to think about.
Yeah, it's like to see him crumble.
Even when you have a 5 moves of doom or a Hogan style, you get the leg drop. Now he's got 20 back surgeries because he did a leg drop for 100 years. It's like you don't think about it, but it really adds up when you're doing like you're just landing on your ass 2 times a day, but you do that every day for the rest of your life. And you're like, oh, yep. Now I don't have a spine anymore. But
yeah, Stone Cold's the same. Very, very sort of like basic moveset, nothing super fancy, but just drilling the body that often.
But he made it look good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
That wasn't a criticism at all. If you're going to have to work that often and you're going to have to throw yourself on the ground for a living, you do want to sort of like try and look after yourself.
Yep. So get well, Cena.
Well, Austin's a good one too, because if you look at his history, he changed his style after he started getting hurt just to protect himself too.
Yeah.
He used to do a lot more before he like broke his neck and his knees went to shit and all that.
He still did the elbow off the second though, even with his knees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ow, Jesus. Yeah. So just, that every so many nights, just whilst your knees are already starting to go like that.
Yeah.
Let me find some more. Look at this. Speaking of injuries.
Stupid.
Oh, my God. Yeah, did you see that? That was the... Oh, you can hear the thud.
And Adam Cole's like 120 pounds, too, so it's like there's nothing cushioning that shit.
So for all the podcast listeners, the audio people, where that thud was Adam Cole's head getting hit against the hardest part of the ring from a power bomb from Kyle Fletcher. And apparently he's got a lot of heat for this backstage.
Yeah. And he should.
I mean, this is a guy that's already had his bell rung like 1,000 times. So he doesn't need that.
In all seriousness, too, like the stupid shit that they do on those shows, it's going to catch up to him someday. Somebody's going to get seriously hurt. They think it's all cute and everything and all that stuff, but they're fucking like lackadaisical bullshit like this or staples through tongues and, spiked bats. Somebody's going to end up seriously getting hurt.
It's the back of your head, too. That's why you're not allowed to get punched in the back of your head in UFC because you got like, it's soft.
Yeah.
The only saving grace really is that he doesn't weigh much. So there's very little force coming down, but that's still going to ring your bell, yeah.
Whew. Look how far away he is.
Yeah, not
you
even
thought
close.
you were going to catch him on that at all? That far away, dude? Wow. Okay. Yep. So,
just indie stupid shit. Backyard wrestling crap. That's what every single week of Dynamite is. Oh,
it's like thud. Jeez,
At least it was in a giant arena full of people. So that will remember it.
Yeah. Or the ratings.
Adam Cole. You know, we're not like huge fans or anything, but we don't want to see anybody get their brains knocked out of their heads. Either.
No.
You know, maybe this guy. Do it to this guy.
Well, yeah. Don't say anything about his nose.
No, I can't. He doesn't have nostrils, folks, if you noticed.
No.
Okay.
He's a mouth breather.
Mm-hmm.
See what I did?
How about this story? We got a few more for you, folks. If you guys need to leave at any time, just leave. It's fine. I can
just go.
Go. Give me the Irish goodbye, right? Just leave. And then Laurinaitis. There's John Laurinaitis with this Vince McMahon trial or thing going on with what's her name? Grant. Janelle Grant.
Yeah.
Mrs. Shithat.
I heard something like he's trying to help her now.
So Laurinaitis has been dropped as a defendant in Grant's lawsuit against WWE and Vince McMahon. Laurinaitis has also agreed to provide Miss Grant with evidence as a part of a confidential thing.
What's the evidence? Vince's shit?
He's got it in a baggie. He brings it.
Exhibit A.
It's the shits.
That's what he says when he's in court. Yep. So, I mean...
Oh, yeah. He decided to stab his best friend in the back to say...
He's saving his own ass. He's going to throw Vinnie Mac under the bus. He's going to give all the lady and her lawyers all the evidence they need to lock Vince up for life.
To me, I want to put this out there. To me,
didn't he already?
This also at the same time makes Laurinaitis look even more guilty.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
You're showing that. Oh no, I can save my ass by helping.
Yeah, somebody got in his ear and said, "Hey,
I wonder how Vinny feels."
This was a story that just came out 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah.
When this story first broke, I'm pretty sure Laurinaitis was like, "Oh yeah, I had nothing to do with this, nothing at all. It was all Vince. I was just doing what I was told as an employee." Yeah. And then after it came out that the situation wasn't as bad as it ended up being, then Laurinaitis was like, "Oh no, look, this is my pal Vince McMahon. We were, nothing bad happened whatsoever." I'm sure he's flip-flopped a couple of times already, and now he's flipped again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Laurinaitis is
little bastard.
The history of this guy. He's a big piece of shit, So of course, this all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's the shits.
That's right.
Yeah. Pun intended.
So we've talked about this before as well, but everything must be said over and over. I don't believe Vince McMahon is some sex trafficking, crime lord that is raping women and stuff. He was paying her. He gave her like a phony job, basically, and paid her millions of dollars. Was her boyfriend. People have girlfriends and wives and boyfriends and husbands, and they may swing and they may do weird shit in their own free time, but it has nothing to do with me, has nothing to do with anybody else. But it does work very well if you want to take away a very large company from somebody, right?
Right.
So that's how I see this. This was a way to strip Vince McMahon of his business, essentially. So
yeah.
I'm not with it. I see it for what it is. If you think that, it's just Vince McMahon's a bad guy, then fucking block me. I'm racist, right? Who cares at this point?
It's because he's white.
Yeah.
That's why you're mad.
Yep.
Rich.
All this stuff doesn't even mean anything anymore. Everybody's outraged towards everything, for everything. It's meaningless. Nobody cares, okay? So I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this false reality they just keep trying to put us in. Go, yep, Vince McMahon that whole time was a grapist. Yep. Okay.
Loves his grapes.
That's what we're gonna work with. That's really what you believe? Do I think he's Jesus Christ? No. Okay. I don't think, and nobody's perfect. He's probably got weird habits. Of course, from what we've heard, he kind of does have a lot of weird habits and things he's into. Okay, I may not be into it. Was it criminal? You know, I know there's a lot of criminal other things going on. And guess what? Nobody's going to jail for it. It's funny how that works. But we're going to go after Vince McMahon. So why? So we can take his wrestling business. And then they're going to raise prices and they're going to do all this stuff. And Vince McMahon is not even really involved. He's a shareholder, sure, but he's got no say in really anything anymore.
No.
So am I going to be mad at Vince McMahon still forever and ever about peeing and pooping on his girlfriends and things and sharing them around? Not really. Everybody in Hollywood does that and more.
Yeah.
You all pay them for everything that they do. So I don't want.
You just don't know about it.
Exactly.
Everybody's using people as a human toilet in the entertainment business. That's how it goes. Ask Diddy.
Yeah. Just ask him. You know where he is. He's in New York in a penitentiary somewhere.
He's like, you got to do this to be famous.
Yep. He's all about this. This is, you want to make it in the kid business, you got to deal with this.
Yep.
Yeah. I've heard that a little bit before, and I was like, you know what? I want to get in the business.
You got to take whipped cream and rub it on his nipple.
Yeah. Oh, you mean crumb?
Crumb.
Mm-hmm.
Crumbles.
That's how we call it around here, because we're safe and nobody online will ever shut us down for anything that we say. Because we always say the right words. We're the best word sayers around.
Human toilet.
How about this for a story real quick? It's because, I mean, enough of Vince McMahon. I don't really like to even talk about this stuff much because it's just like, it's nonsense.
It keeps going on, and it's just like, okay.
It's like this trial's going to go on until Vince is 150 years old. Like, who gives a shit at this point?
Yeah.
Man's got 1 foot in the fucking grave. Yep. 1 foot outside the grave eating people because he's a zombie, Reezy. Get it?
He's definitely a zombie,
Reezy.
right?
Yep. So anyway, Elias, he came out and said recently, I don't know if this is, a lot of these wrestlers are speaking out a little too much.
Yeah.
You said earlier on, Reezy, I don't know if the WWE is going to like this stuff, especially partnering with TNA, and he's a part of TNA. But Elias said that when he was with WWE, that he had a whole Monday Night Messiah gimmick. And guess what happened to it? It went to Seth Rollins. He got to be the Monday Night Messiah, and it was his ideas. And this made me think of Karrion Kross again, where in his famous promo there a few months back, where he was like, Scarlett came up with some awesome stuff. And you know what they told her? They said, no, that stuff is for those guys over there. You don't get to do cool things. You got to do whatever we say. And then all the good stuff goes to Seth Rollins. I don't like this. I don't think that's a good idea for.
That's not the first time that's happened.
I'd be so pissed off. That would be something that would genuinely just really piss me off. If I came up with an idea and they gave it to somebody else, like I'd be pissed. That's just, it's not right.
I think Elias was just so mad. He's like, I just can't stay quiet about this. I got to let somebody know that was me. Like, I'm the Monday Night Messiah, really. And, you know, it didn't even work for Seth. I even bought a shirt, and they didn't even keep him around. Yep. Damn you. It's just like John Cena and everybody's glasses that they were trying to put over, or whatever, those old 2000 stories where everybody had merchandise and they were all scared of John Cena because he'd be like, do you want your glasses to be sold?
John Cena, recognize.
You better recognize. Or else your armbands won't be sold, and, you know, all this stuff. Yeah.
Do you happen to like babies?
Yeah. I don't know if you can be trusted unless you eat this baby.
John Cena, recognize.
Just taste it.
I mean, that's probably the reason they don't want anything to do with you, Doc. You won't eat any babies with them.
Yeah, and they know that. They don't even have to ask. I've been doing that bit for years.
You sure they haven't sent you a delivery?
Listen, we got to start eating babies, crapping on people, all this other stuff.
All right, what else? What other videos can we look at real quick? Oh, here's Stefan Diggs, my new wide receiver with the New England Patriots, with boat whores.
Yeah,
and it has. Look at this. He's got a. Look at what's in his hand, folks.
Yeah,
he's about to pull out a baggie of pink cocaine, Molly, MDMA, something. A mixture of all that. You know how the kids do. They're playing Ja Rule in the background. I can't have that on here.
No. What the hell are you?
Get me out of here. Damn
Ja
it.
Rule.
Yep. I can't be playing Ja Rule on here. The police will come. Oh, here's
oh, jeez.
the guy posted this, and then John Bradshaw Layfield posted this and was like, oh, well, let me read it for you. He was like, this is life. We did what we love. We continue to because we love wrestling. These guys are legends. Legends are worthy of respect. They are hobbling because they went out every night and performed. But wait, heard or not, we don't ask for pity. We also don't ask for some dipshit to make videos off of us and get clicks. We love our business and we bear the scars. They are my friends. Fuck you. So I can't see and he can't type. So
Machiavelli follows me online.
You're welcome, Sleaze. Remember?
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
This is I mean, if you're gonna post people or take video of them at cons and things, which they usually don't let you. They don't let me listen. I can't do anything out here. I brought a camera into a Comic-Con, into the main area of the Comic-Con, and you might have thought I was eating a fucking baby right there. You might the police were surrounding me. It was like a whole thing, and I'm like, whoa! I just have a phone. Everybody back off. But I look like this, Reezy. Get it?
Racist.
When you carry around a backpack and you look the way I do, they don't like you in big crowds of people. So. Yep. So, but I'm not filming, celebrities and wrestlers and things like that. I was actually trying to anyway, that doesn't even matter. My point is how is he even filming these guys? First of all, and he must be in a certain area where they're walking in or wheeling in some cases. And it's kind of disgusting.
It irritates me because they block me when I get my phone out. They either block me, they tell me to put my phone away. I mean, I got blocked.
You guys are black. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we got to send these in there, I guess.
TikTok randomly blocked me and told me I was in a location that I wasn't supposed to be going live at. And I'm like, how do you guys even know I'm at a location I'm not supposed to go live at? What the hell?
Because that was TikTok. And TikTok, bro, they hate us. They just can't stand us. So... I totally believe that, and I saw it. They did. They kicked you off when you just were trying to go live in an indie event. And how about this? Otis is very upset about this. Very upset. He's this is all about cakes and pies. I thought I was.
This is so stupid. They're gonna start charging for treats.
Yeah, so the zebra cakes and whatever. I can't even see. I can barely see regular font, but
Swiss rolls, cosmic brownies, oatmeal cream pies.
So this is whatever. If you're listening online, this is an email that was sent out to the talent. Otis took this email, posted it online, and wrote what the F over it. And it says catering policy update, snack cake availability. And somebody's been abusing the snack cakes at catering, and I guess we all know who that was.
What the fuck guy?
...
You can't bring your own junk food? Jeez.
Yep, so, man, WWE is really hitting rock bottom, right, AEW fans?
He's fat!
They can't even afford snack cakes for their talent.
So stupid. They're gonna eat this up too. You just said it. These freaking AEW sickos or whatever the hell they call themselves.
To be fair, they're only asking for $1 per item.
But you know, these
$1 per item, male talent and
wrestling
stuff.
guys, they are cheapskates. They're not trying to spend $1. Get the future secret Hervis agent here. Even in the crowd. I love that from last night.
Look at the guy's face next to him. He looks
so pissed.
You mean the guy on the left?
Yeah.
Look all the way to the left. He's like, what are they doing? Like,
I hate children.
Yeah. But that obviously, this must be mommy and daddy and brother. Yep. That's how I'm doing it in my head.
Yep. Why is she a ginger? Not making fun of a small child, but the rest of them are not gingers.
She's not old enough to have black hair yet. I think that's how it works. Some people have blonde hair, right? Sleaze, like when I was born, I had full head of blonde hair.
You did.
It just turned into an afro somehow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just all disappeared.
I gotta tell you, Reezy, afro hair, worst hair in the world. I don't even care if that's racist. I had it. It fucking stinks.
I had an afro when I was younger, and I didn't like it.
You know, like you ever have the naps, and then you're a kid, and somebody's trying to comb you. It's just the worst.
Yeah, and it's hard to sleep too.
Yeah,
with the afro.
You know,
I was thinking about doing a white guy afro. What do you think? Could be a good look.
Well, I know there's a few other here. Just bear with me, folks. We're scrolling through the Twitters right now looking for videos. Look at there's Steph DeLander and her new boyfriend on TNA.
Lance Warner.
Yep. She liked this post. Hey, she interacts with us. Harley, David, whatever your name is.
Let's bring her on. She looks like a good time.
Hey, Steph, the Statman is pretty cool. I love her and Lance Warner.
Yeah, we got to get her on. Steph DeLander. Here's a promo for you too. You're coming on my show. Don't ignore me like the other broads do in your
she seems cooler.
Yep. There's that. There's a few. Look, Tekken 8. That's my idea.
Nice.
Wouldn't that make all the sense in the world? Having like,
yes,
he looks like a fucking Tekken character right there.
Hurricane Ranas. That'd be great.
Yep.
No, they just do some pre-filmed green screen thing where a Tekken character was beating up a WWE star and then advertising the new game coming out. WWE would not look good in that
extreme. Some of that Roxanne.
Yeah, he does.
Here's a picture of Judgment Day's Carlito looking at Roxanne holding those chicken nuggets. He knows what she's up to. He knows what she's doing.
Carlito is fantastic.
See him a week ago trying to ask Gonzalez or Raquel, whatever her name is, on a date.
Yeah.
He was like, we could use your credit card. It'd be cool. but
he's a gem.
So, yeah, Roxanne's trying to get in with the Judgment Day, and Liv Morgan's all pissed off about it, but she's acting like she's not pissed. She does that a lot. She's like, it's no big deal. Okay, we'll see you later, and I cut your penis off. So, yep, there's so many things going on in wrestling. I mean, I'm running out of stuff. Who knows? If you guys are around later, we can even do more wrestling talk later. I'm kind of all wrestle talked out at the moment. So we're going to end this broadcast very shortly. I'm just going to show a few more pictures from the timeline. Braun Breaker stealing Danny Damage in the Sleaze gimmick here. I don't know if you saw that this past week.
Yeah, I see that.
Unbelievable. I didn't even wear my sunglasses this week.
Poor Chad Gable.
Yeah, and then how about this maneuver? Right on his neck. Was that Chad's fault, though? Was he supposed to keep his neck up?
Yeah, he slipped down.
Yep.
He wasn't holding on.
So, I don't know. I don't trust any of these masked wrestlers. And, look at that. Scorpion. Yeah, that's not good. That happened this week. Like I said, there's so much that happens. There's The Miz.
The Miz eating a hot dog.
Oh,
ain't eating a hot dog.
These people tell me don't post that anymore, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to post it even more. We can't play this either. Hold on. Let me turn it off. There we go. This is Xavier Woods getting stroked.
Yep.
By the ladies backstage, getting his muscles stroked. He's a freak off guy, right, Sleaze? You sent this.
Oh yeah. He uses people as a human toilet. And he likes it. That's the face he makes
Wow.
as he's doing it.
Yep. I mean, this must be a fact. Look at his face.
Yeah. That's a pooper.
We will leave you with that, people. So if any evidence comes up in the Diddy trial and it involves Xavier Woods, I think we got Exhibit A right here. For him.
He's so creepy. So freaking creepy.
He's about that life, though. We know that. We know what he's done in the past.
There isn't a girl backstage that he hasn't hit on. Like he's like, oh, we got a new girl.
All right. Well, thank you, Reezy, Sleaze, Danny. Give us your plugs, if you will, in that order. Reezy, got anything to plug?
Follow me, Spooky Suplex on Twitter, or King Reezy 88 on TikTok. Watch the sweet tweet and like the DrHUGEshow. We got some big things coming, man. Buy some merch at our store. We got merch, hoodies, shirts, hats, cups.
Cocks.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Got a cuck chair.
Yep. Even cuck chair. It says Dr. Huge right on the back. Yep. Sleaze, what do you got for us?
I'm at the Yep. I am at the SLZ52 on all platforms. And if you're watching this right now, I have a QR code over here.
Yep. Hit all the QRs that you see. And Danny, where can we find you?
At Blunt Damage on X, but also DannyDamage.co.uk, and the banner has all my other contact details. Also a link to my store, Cheeky, and go on the search and look for Vince McMahon. I wrote an article a few years ago, since we were talking about Vince and the sort of behaviour he gets up to or got up to. There's quite a few interesting bits in there where I also cover the Playboy interview we did many years ago, which has some revealing information. So I analyse quite a lot of that.
Oh,
we get to go read that and do things to ourselves at the same time.
That's what I did.
And then, of course, the store, the YouTube channels, multiple YouTube channels, TikToks, podcasts, music, comic books. I'm going to be doing the whatnot thing again sooner or later. So I will be plugging all that before I even do it, but that will be a big comic book auction. I got mystery boxes. I got all kinds of content for all you babies out here. Hit me up on TikTok. I've been doing a lot of gaming videos lately too. I'm getting back into Tekken again. That's why I had Tekken on the brain all week, because, I've been beating everybody's asses online, right? Because that's how that works. Hardest game ever. So, all right, folks. Yeah. We will talk to you guys this week, next week. Subscribe, retweet, do whatever Reezy says. He said share this. You better share this or he'll show up. You never know. He'll find you out there. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.